welcome you to another episode with me in Learn with Your Coach. Now, in our today's session, our topic is how we manage time. Through this session, I just wanted to help you all, especially most of my clients who reach out to me, sometimes with issues like organizing, balancing, or making an effective use of time. So time management is a very common concept. However, there are some very simple tools which can actually really help you take care of this most important key factor of life, which is time. Because we all have time being given to all of us in a very similar manner, regardless of who we are. But there are some techniques, if in case we apply them, it really helps us being productive in life, both at work, at home, and also it helps you being much more organized and much more productive with your time. So since I've been getting a lot of requests from my clients, and also some people wrote to me that they want to hear more about this, I thought let me create a small session wherein I train you and you learn along with me a very simple technique through which we will manage time. So let's get started. If you are one of those, which you see on the screen, like, you are using your best efforts, but you still think you don't have enough time at hand, you're always in a hurry. You find the time that you have is never enough, and you either miss your deadlines or you do things in haste towards the end of it. Or it could be simply like you need balance, or you just need to just get a little better with time. So with the same intention, what I've tried doing in this session is introducing you to a very simple technique, and I'll tell you how we do that as we move ahead. So get yourself a pen and a paper and let's get started. Now, what we would do here is, as we manage time, also understand that the best way to manage it is to first identify where we are wasting it and how we are spending it. And as I mentioned earlier, this is something which we all have on a regular basis, every single day given to us in a same fashion. So now, if in case we understand how we are making the most of it, plus the way we spend it, if we are able to identify areas in our life where we really end up wasting it, and then we go back and correct those, that is one of the most effective techniques to really effectively manage our time. So what you see on your screen here as a process of where you first create a timetable, then you divide it into phases, shifts, then you start recording how you've been spending your time and day. Then once you go back and evaluate the time you've been spending, let's say for a week, for a fortnightly, or for a month, there you also get to also understand where you're spending the maximum or the minimum time, and which in case then eventually help you understand what is it that you could do to avoid these wasters. So I will also share a link towards the end in the video description, where you could go and even buy yourself some journals and planners which has a time inbuilt in it, or you can do it on your own. Maybe you can just write it on your own, but if you buy those, that will be very helpful to you, where you could record your time. So before we even try to plan how we spend our time, let's see where are we wasting it, where is it that we are spending it the most. Hello everyone, so what you see on your screen is the timetable. Now, this is a template that I've created which will help you capture your time, because while we're trying to identify where our time wasters are, how we're spending our time, what is taking our maximum and minimum time, we first need to create a time log, and in a manner which will help us identify those. So what you see in front of you is an Excel spreadsheet. I have this template. I'll share a link where you could download it, or you can create your own based on the similar design. Now, moving on to this next slide, this is an example which I pulled in from one of my clients with her due permission, while I was working with her on time management and organizing, wherein we took a few activities of 3 days of a week, which she has really in real time filled in. which basically look like this. So you could also take this particular design and time, and basically it helps us identify what sort of time and what part of the day do we really are at our productivity is really high. Where is it that we spend our maximum time, where is it we spend our minimum time, and how best can we really put our time to the best use depending on our energy levels, our biorhythms, and the work that we do. Finally, if you look at the templates, it's a simple exercise. What we're just doing here is we're capturing the time log. But at the same time, after the capture of time log for a certain period of time, whether it's 15 days, a month, or a week, we are trying to understand and evaluate our activities where a maximum amount of time is being spent and where we give a minimum amount of time. And then what we're doing towards the end is we reconcile it with our goal sheet. So this goal sheet is basically the certain goals we have in life, whether it's related to work or personal life. And then we would also see to it in our evaluation whether or not our time is being really spent in the kind of goal that we aim to achieve or the desired results what we're looking for. And this time log really help when you reconcile it with your goal sheet to understand where is the gap, why is it, what's holding us back, where is we are getting really stuck or we are not really proceeding, what are our distractions, what are our time wasters where we end up spending time even though they are not making us really achieve what we intend to. So once you finish your time log and you have your data ready, you need to do this exercise, I mean these steps actually in a sequence, which you are seeing in front of your screen right now. Once you do this, you will have a complete picture of your hidden time wasters, the way you spend your time, and how best you can then put yourself to your productivity at its best. Well, that's all for today. It's a very simple technique. I'll share the required links in the video description so that you could even buy journals and time planners while you could record your time log, or you could simply create it in a spreadsheet or in an Excel looking at these examples. And trust me, even though it might sound very simple, but when you try and capture your time logs and then you go back and really check how you've been spending your time, they give you a lot of insight into things which we are not aware of. And the more insights you get and the more you reconcile it with your goal sheet, it really helps you be at your best in productivity. So get ahead, do it, and in case you have any further questions, your screen has all these coordinates. You can anytime reach out to me if you need more help or you need some bit of assistance in evaluating or with the templates. Feel free to write back to me. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon in our next video series.